Hello everyone, this is your professor once again, Danny Araneta Cabulay, on the course Accountancy Research. This is video lecture number 31, and we will be talking about research findings, specifically how to collate your data, the data that you gathered after the field work that you have done, okay? So stick around, make sure that you have subscribed to my YouTube channel so you will always get a notification of new videos that are upcoming. Don't forget to press the notification button. Okay? So here we go. So for this particular week, we will be talking about how to collate data. Then we'll talk about how to present research findings for quantitative data, and then how to present research findings for qualitative data, and then analyzing data. Finally, we will be talking about how to interpret data. So that builds up everything you need to know for chapter 3 of your research paper, if this is an academic paper. So let's start with this video lecture on how to collate data. After gathering data that is from a survey or an interview, or maybe anything you've done, like for example, inspection, or maybe you did some observation, okay? Check the filled out forms, or maybe you can inspect online in the case of electronic surveys, and weed out or delete in the case of online surveys the forms that are erroneously filled out, incomplete, or spoiled. Kasi siyempre pag may diferensya yung mga sinagutan nila na forms or mali-mali ang pagsagot nila, hindi mo pwedeng isama yon. Kasi yun yung data na defective. And remember, garbage in, garbage out. Pag hindi maganda yung data na isinama mo sa research mo, your research report as a whole is considered garbage. Sabi nga, garbage in, garbage out. So you take out the garbage, so what is left behind would be quality data. So you would like to develop first an Excel file to tabulate the responses. Ako kasi gumagamit lang ako ng Excel. Very handy, very convenient. It's very easy to detect errors kapag Excel ang ginamit mo for tabulating your responses. Pero pag sobrang dami na ng mga responses, like for example, 500, 1,000, or maybe 5,000 ang ginamit mo na sample, medyo mahirap gamitin ng Excel kasi very tedious, no? You have to encode manually the responses. So I would suggest that you use SPSS, okay? That is a statistical software. And it will be very convenient because it will automatically compute your results, okay? So let's look at some examples. So the first example I'll give you is about the Philippine Navy. So there was this student of mine who did a research on the Philippine Navy strategic plan. They call it SAIL Navy 2028, okay? SAIL 2028. So this is a 10-year strategic plan for the Philippine Navy, okay? So after gathering all the data, so marami siyang mga kinuna na data, I think a total of 143 ang nag-respond sa kanyang survey. Ito po ang naging kinalabasan ng kanyang tabulation. So if you look at slide number 6 and slide number 7 of the accompanying PowerPoint presentation, you will notice that, he was able to tabulate them accordingly, and meron siyang ginamit na mga column headings. Yun po yung mga questions, okay? So there were questions coded as PL1, PL2, PL3, PL4, and PL5. So the responses were 1 to 4. 4 is the highest, and 1 being the lowest. So you will see that he was able to tabulate them well up to the 143rd respondent. Okay? Then you calculate the mean score. You have to come up with a formula to come up with the mean score. I will give you examples of tabulated results. And then, binigyan niya ng code sila. So, meron siyang scale na ginagamit kung siya ay implemented well, implemented to some extent, and then implemented with challenges and not implemented at all. So, meron siyang codes na ginamit such as IW for implemented well, ISE for implemented to some extent, IWC for implemented with challenges, and NI for not implemented at all. So you see that there is a standard deviation also So makakakita kayo ng paano niya kinumpute yung standard deviation. Okay? So that's an example. Now, the second example I'll give you is about tourism. Okay? So I had a student, gusto niya malaman, out of the 81 provinces in the Philippines, including Metro Manila, no? Ano ba yung pinaka-popular provinces in the Philippines? Okay? So, tignan natin yung results ng Region 1 and 2. Kasi Region 1 is Ilocos Region and Region 2 is Cagayan Valley. So, how many provinces are there, no? There are about 4 provinces in the Ilocos region and there are about 5 provinces in Cagayan Valley. So, the 4 provinces in Ilocos region are Ilocos Norte, Ilocos Sur, La Union, and Pangasinan. And then for Cagayan Valley, the 5 provinces are Batanes, Cagayan, Isabela, Nueva Vizcaya, and Quirino. Okay? So basically, yan po yung siyam na provinces na first batch. So there were about 579 respondents who gave a score of 1 to 6. 1, very low in terms of popularity. 2 means low, and then 6 would be low moderate, and then 4 high moderate, and then 5 would be high, and 6 would be very high in terms of popularity. So scale of 1 to 6, okay? So makikita natin na tinabulate niya lahat yung responses ng 571 respondents, and lumabas sa first 9, mukhang ang pinakamataas na score sa kanila ay nasa Ilocos Sur. Ilocos Sur has a mean score of 5.138 and then followed by Ilocos Norte with a mean score of 5.128. So overall, out of the 81 provinces, Ilocos Sur was ranked number 4 and Ilocos Norte was ranked number 5. And of course, not too far behind is Batanes, which is ranked number 6. Okay? So in terms of popularity, okay? So ito ay isang survey na ginawa to help the Department of Tourism. Okay? So that's an example of how you tabulate the scores. Okay? So you can tabulate the responses of your respondents using Excel. Okay? Now, here is your task or your quiz for video lecture number 31. Ito yung sasagutin ninyo sa comment section below the YouTube video. Okay? It's all about collation and presentation exercise. So for the first item, I want you to answer this. You collated and tabulated the ages of your respondents. What process will you do and how will you present the data to make it look relevant to your study? A, I will input their ages in Excel, get the mean age or the average. Okay? B, I will input their ages in 5 clusters in Excel, get the total per cluster, calculate the percentage per cluster. C, I will input their ages in Excel, get the difference between the oldest and the youngest. D, I will input their ages in Excel, identify the most frequently mentioned age. So type in VL number 31, the letter of your answer, just the letter, okay, A, B, C, D, to item number 1 in the comment section of YouTube, of this YouTube video. Now, let's look at item number 2. You need to answer this also. There are 3 questions you need to answer. This is for item number 2. You collated and tabulated the nature of work of your respondents. Some of them are employees, some are employers, some are retirees. However, some are students still in school. Under what category will you label and tabulate them in? Okay? So, yung mga students, saan mo sila ika-classify? Saan mo siya isasama na tabulation? A, not working. B, unemployed. C, students. D, none of the above. Okay? Anong kategory ang bubuksan mo para sa mga yan? Okay? Type in VL number 31, the letter of your answer for item number 2 in the comment section of YouTube. That's the second answer I need from you. Now, the third item, you need to answer this also. There are 3 items, as I mentioned, okay? Item number 3. You collated and tabulated the location of your respondents to a survey for a feasibility study on putting up a small online food business. How would you group your responses? Your respondents, rather, no? Paano mo sila i-group? Okay? A, Malabon and outside Malabon. Okay? B, Caloocan, Malabon, Navotas, Valenzuela. So you're talking about Camanava. Letter C, Camanava, Quezon City, other parts of Metro Manila. D, Metro Manila, outside Metro Manila. This is a difficult one, so you have to really think about it. Think hard about that, especially item number 3. So type in video lecture number 31, the letter of your answer to item number 3 in the comment section of YouTube. So remember, there are 3 questions you need to answer. Item number 1, number 2, number 3, and I will be looking for only the letters of your choice. 3 letters dapat ang makita natin. Okay? So I'll see you around for video lecture number 32.